Bro, I swear I get emotional um whenever I start to think about everything I've witnessed from God towards me. um I just feel so extremely blessed. Like, it's hard to think of everything that God has done without getting emotional and getting just being so grateful towards him. Because, man, I'm gonna tell you a little bit of things that have happened in my life. Um, because maybe 9 or 10 months ago, I wasn't really in a relationship with God. Like, I always knew he was there, and I always knew that he was real and all that, but I didn't really care about it as much because I was like, man, I got my life, I got too many things to do to be like too into that. And just you know that can wait, that can go a little bit later, that's not as important. But I would always tell people, like, he's the most important thing in my life. I was lying. Like, a lot of times I was in that position to list out like the priorities in my life, and I would always say God first, but he wasn't really first. When I start to think and look at the circumstances around me at the time, I put a lot of other stuff in front of him, in front of God, because I thought they were in my life, they were more important, and it was the way I was living, that I had positioned everything above him. And that was a big factor in the way I was living before. I was sad because of different situations in my life. Um, and I was really just borderline. I'm a go ahead and say it. I was borderline depressed. I was just going through some difficult moments in my life. I was like kind of letting myself go in a way. In the point that, like, I was letting my beard grow like on like other levels. I wasn't really paying attention to how I looked. Um, of course, the pandemic started and all that, and I was locked in home. In my house, I didn't think of just going out or anything, but that's no excuse. You should always try to look as best, as you can for, like, for yourself as well. But I was letting my hair grow like very long. I've never had a problem with letting my hair grow long. But it didn't look clean, it didn't. I didn't look clean. I didn't look like I was okay. And every time, like, thoughts just rumbled into my head, just were crammed into my head. I was so sad every time. Every day I wanted to cry. Every day I was like, what's going on? Of course, and then the pandemic, and then you're just stuck, and you have so much time to think about everything, and you're just there, sad and just mad at everything that has gone in your life. But I remember one day I was like, I got up and I read the Bible. I was like, today I'm gonna do something different. And I read the Bible, and it was a really good um thing. I don't remember if that was the day I read the Bible. I'm gonna say it like how I remember things happening. I remember one day I woke up, and this is actually the order it went. As now that I remember, I and I tell my mom, like, I want to pray today. Like, I just want to pray today. Like, I'm not, like, I didn't tell her I felt bad and I was sad, and every emotion that I was feeling at the moment. I just told her that I wanted to pray for everything, and just present my situations to God. Not only that, but just create. I didn't know, like at the time I was like, I want this to be regular, but I was like calling. I told my mom I just want to pray. So we sat down, we prayed, and it felt so good. Like it was incredible. Not incredible. I don't like using that word when it comes to God because it's totally believable. It was just amazing. Um, so after that, I started to. I read the like I went to sleep one night, and I think it was that night or the next night. I went to sleep and I didn't really feel good. I didn't really feel comfortable. I don't know. There was some thoughts in my head still. So I went and opened the Bible, and I had this just amazing word that lifted me up. Um and it's amazing how God just from one day to another basically changed my whole perception of everything. Like it's amazing because my situations had didn't change at the moment, and some situations I'm still going through them. But like my way of thinking and just approaching everything, and the truck is gonna pass right now, but doesn't really matter. um just my way of approaching the situations and just handling them changed because God gave me that just amazing and just fulfilling peace in my heart. I just felt free, and I felt good with myself and with him. So I started to just look for prayers, look for in YouTube, and look for these different pastors and preachers, and look at their services. Then I started to like attend a church. I always attended a church, but not like I attended when I started to have a relationship with God. And it's the best thing I have ever done. It's the best thing one can do, actually, because it's I don't know if it's easy to understand after, like before you have done it, but when you do take that step, it's something that can't be described because like I said, I was still going through the same things. Nothing had really changed in my situations around me, but the way I perceived them, the way I approached them, the way I prayed, the way like I was just locked in with God every day. And I'm not saying I have the most perfect relationship with God, because we're not perfect. We're gonna we're gonna make mistakes. We gotta get up. We gotta fight. We gotta just be there, like be consistent and persistent. Um, and yeah, it doesn't like making mistakes will always be there. The point is how you talk to it, like talk about them with God. You gotta like being consistent, like asking for forgiveness consistently, because we make mistakes every day, and we should never think that we're perfect and we don't make mistakes, even though we are uh, with God or have taken the steps to be with God. It's not something that you do one day and you don't do the rest of your life. Like we gotta be in consistent, just on a consistent relationship, a consistent bond, a consistent talk with God every time, because we will make mistakes. And I think that's sometimes a misperception of Christians. Like, a lot of people think we talk a lot about things, and but we make a lot of mistakes sometimes and all that. But it's normal. We, like, everybody makes mistakes. It doesn't matter if you're with God, if you're without God. The point is how you approach them, and the point is not being a hypocrite. Like, just not saying something just to say it, and then you're going through the same thing that you're saying. But yeah, God has changed my life for real. I tasted him a little, and I wanted to keep tasting and just keep growing. I have to grow every day. I keep growing. But I encourage you guys, if you're having any trouble with anything, like just any trouble, just look for him. Just let him know what you're going through. Let him know, because I guarantee I got friends. Like, I got friends, I talk to them and all that. But there's this difference when you talk to God and make him first. Because you could tell him everything. You could trust, like, it doesn't matter who it is. There's some things you're going to leave out at times. But with God, you tell him everything. And he will listen. And he will help you. And he will be there. Like, things might not pan out how you want them, because it's not how we want them. It's how God wants them. But trust me, God wants the best for us. He doesn't want the worst. He doesn't want, you to suffer. That doesn't matter. That doesn't mean we won't have processes, and we won't have like times that we're hurt, and situations we got to go through to grow. But I guarantee you that at the end of the day, you're gonna be happier. Like, I'm so much happier. And a lot of things in my life, there's so many trucks, have remained basically the same. But they don't take a toll on me like they did. Like, I can think about that and just be at peace. I could be happy, because not everything will change from one day to another. Like, situations won't change from one day to another. Sometimes it's a process, and it's processes we got to go through to be better and be better human beings. Just bigger people, just better people. But yeah, I might do different parts to this video. I just want to leave it at that for today. But I guarantee you that if you talk to God, if you give him a chance, he will not fail you. Like, I promise that. Because you'll even feel different. You'll feel different in the sense that it's still you, but that peace, it's indescribable unless you feel it. I guarantee you that. And by different, I don't mean that you'll be another person. Like, you'll turn into another. No, like, you're still the same person. Of course, if you let yourself be guided by God, some things in your life will change. Like, some things that you might have done differently in the past, you might do different now, because it's all a part of growing and just being different in that perspective. But some things will change, and but it will all change for the better. I guarantee it. And just keep faith and keep going through, but go through with God. I guarantee that you will not, feel sorry for that decision. You might feel sorry for a lot of decisions in your life, like I did at the moment that I was going through those tough times. But now I don't. I don't feel sorry for me choosing to go through everything with God. So I encourage you guys, and God bless you all, and just keep counting on him. He loves you, and he loves me and he loves all of us. So, yeah. I'll see you later and God bless.